Hello beautiful people! As I promised in the last video, I want to share with you my other mulching experiments. Now, we have quite of a big garden, and for quite of a few years we've been managing to work only in this part of the area. And there's this part here, which is literally not used, and we're just cutting the grass in the summer. So this summer I decided to use a part of this area and to experiment with mulching again. There's very heavy weeds in this area. I don't even know what types they are, how they're called in English, not even in Bulgarian. I'm from Bulgaria. But anyways, they're quite difficult to handle, the weeds that come on this part of the garden, because it hasn't been worked for quite a while. So this strip that we mulched, we have again straw at the bottom. Last year we tried to experiment with some cardboard underneath and then grass, but it was really not enough. So this year, because I saw how good straw is, if you watched the previous video when I showed you these cucumbers, we have some cars passing because we are by the road, what we did here is we used straw, and then we put another quite thick layer of grass. And I think I will not be adding anything else here, because that's an experiment with 3 different crops. So as you can see, we have corn, and then we have beans, and these beans are crawling. The idea of combining beans and see, they're flowering. The idea of combining beans and corn is so that the beans can use the corn for crawling. Now we'll see how that goes, because perhaps I had to plant the corn a little bit earlier to be a little bit bigger. And as you can see, in this area they are bigger than that area, because we have a lot of trees here, and there were a few branches that were giving a shadow, but we cut those and this started to go now, to give it a boost. We've been very lucky this spring, because we had a lot of rains, and literally we haven't been watering here whatsoever, and I'm not planning to water it for the whole summer. I read about this on a Bulgarian blog, this combination, and the third crop we have here is pumpkins. So the idea is that the pumpkin will give shadow to the area, to the ground, and there will be no more need of, taking care of any extra grass coming out, because as the first year this plot has been mulched, so you can expect that there will be grass coming out here and there. There's a little bit more in this area. So all we have been doing is just plucking out some grass from time to time, but that has been very easy and very fast to do, because I don't know if you ever had experience with mulch, but anything that is mulched, even grass, comes out very easily, even if it's not watered. So I have 4 pumpkin plants here, and perhaps I will let them just continue further down this row in between this area, and then there's another one here which I will direct on the second row in between, again to continue further down. And I'm gonna do the same with the other 2. They're still a little bit smaller. I planted them later, and here's the one. And we have another one. I don't even know what varieties are these because they came out by themselves on the compost. But every year on our compost we have pumpkins coming out. And that's super amazing. So we literally don't take care of pumpkins. And we still have abundance of pumpkins, which is really, really, really cool. I planted some, and this and the big one, they are from the ones that I planted. But I still don't know what types they are, because I really mixed them at the end. So the idea is not just only that these 3 plants are going to support themselves, but they're also going to help with the nutrition of each other. As you know, beans give nitrogen to the soil, even though I read in some places that the nitrogen cannot be really used until the next year after the beans are out. So I don't really know how much they help each other. And as you can see, they didn't come out all the places. Like in this spot here, it came out, but it just died. But on the other side of the corn, there's abundance of beans. And if this is successful, perhaps next year we're gonna do the whole spot here in the same method, because we're gonna have an abundance of beans in this way, and we will not have to buy beans with almost no work. And next to them here, that's my other experiment. I have 8 plants of tomatoes. They're growing very healthy and very beautiful so far. They're also mulched, but here is entirely grass, very thick layer of grass. And there's cardboard underneath, just like our experiment from last year. We worked a little bit the land beforehand because it's the first time mulching as well, and I wanted for the plants to have enough, you know, oxygen, and the earth to be easy to go through, so roots can be formed easily. What I am planning to do, these are heirloom seeds, and what I'm planning to do with these tomatoes here is just to leave them crawling. So I'm not gonna plant anything further there, and they will be crawling. Perhaps I will try to take these that direction, but this row here I planted some wheat, but it was a little bit late and I knew it was not going to develop very well. However, it will keep the moisture on the earth in this side, and it can still serve as mulching pretty much. And I'm planning to direct these tomatoes to crawl this side so they have enough space. The idea when having tomatoes without stakes, which I also didn't experience until now, it's first time thing, is for them to have some mulch underneath, because when the tomato is crawling, tomatoes will be touching the ground, and you don't want this to happen on earth because they will start to rot very easily. Especially if it rains, you can expect 100% failure. But if there's mulch, they will have something soft, you know, to lie on, and this should not be happening. The only drawback so far I see from mulching is that cats really like it, and we don't have cats ourselves, but we live in a village, so there's cats from other houses, and they just jump over the fence, and they come and they like to use the mulch as a toilet. I read the different type of things that can send them away, and I've been throwing some coffee grinds, and I feel it's working. I'm not like 100% sure, but I don't see like more digging here. so we'll see how that goes. So that's the only like minus so far for me, but I think it's so minor in this thing that it will definitely not make me give up on mulching. I will continue until we really make it best. The reason we're not using wood chips is that I don't think that's that easy to find here. It can be costly, and straw is very, very, very cheap in Bulgaria. I find it quite sturdy. It doesn't go away like grass very easily. It doesn't burn that easily throughout the heat. From our experience from last summer, because we had all our flower beds with straw mulched, and they did very good. This year the flowers that come out every year are even bigger and more healthy. They just look gorgeous, and we haven't really done anything in these garden beds. It's just been an amazing experience so far. So that's it. We will leave these plants, and later on, again, like the cucumbers, I'm gonna make an updated video in about a couple of months or so to let you know how things are going. I just want to tell you that I have tomatoes which were planted even earlier than these, also heirloom, and they're tiny compared to these ones. And they don't look as healthy, even though we have put them the same nutrition. Again, just some fish bones and Epsom salt, you know, nothing really extravagant, but they are having some struggles there, especially with the rains, because it rains and then it becomes very hot, and this doesn't affect the leaves very well. But just for the ones over there which are not mulched, these ones, they seem like... So that's all for now, friends. If you like this video and my experiments with the mulching, please give us a like, and you can share this video. I will keep you updated on what is happening throughout the summer, and we'll let you know. I really love the mulching so far, compared, you know, with the work you have to do, because we have both ways at the same time, compared to the work you have to do in the regular way. I really can tell you that in this way anyone can have a garden. It really requires very, very, very little time. See you next time, and have a beautiful, beautiful day.